Hi there, I'm Joe Sova. I own Ideal Payroll Service. I also host the Ideal Small Biz Podcast. And local business is important to us all, and local business is struggling right now. So we are promoting the Ideal Small Biz of the Day as a way to highlight local businesses that you, the viewer and listener, can support. So today I have John Crow with me. John, you are the Ideal Small Biz of the Day. So congratulations and thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe, and thanks for doing what you do for small businesses.
Absolutely. That's important right now, like we said, but welcome. And let's kind of get into the basics of your business and what you do. So maybe give us your name again, your company name, and what you guys do, the products and services you provide.
Okay. Well, again, my name is John P. Crow. I work also with my father, John S. Crow, and we are franchisees for Topper's Pizza. Our business name is SDRR Holdings. Like I said, doing business as Topper's Pizza. We have 3 locations, one of them in Lincoln and 2 here in Omaha.
Cool. Where are the Omaha locations at, John?
Sure. Omaha, we have a location at 114th and Dodge, and then we have another location by the UNO campus at 70th and Dodge.
Awesome. And you obviously during these times you deliver so people don't have to come to you, but are you doing pick up at the door or just delivery, or maybe give us a little insight on how you're serving customers right now?
Yeah, we were kind of chatting a little bit before this, and I told you that we were kind of uniquely positioned where most of our business is delivery and takeout to begin with. So being prepared that way has helped us kind of shift our operations. One of the things that we've been talking about doing for a long time was curbside, and this has kind of forced our hand to figure that out. So we're kind of evolving as things move along, and we're figuring out how to get good at it, but it's something that's actually going to change our business forever. We're going to keep doing it once this is all done.
Yeah, and that topic alone is we could have an hour conversation on, because any industry you're in, whether it's yours is pizza or mine is payroll or whatever it is, things are a little different, and the new normal is going to be very different, and some industries will pivot more than others, but it'll be fascinating as entrepreneurs how we adjust to that, and that's part of the fun. That's part of being in small business, and we can make that stuff happen maybe where you didn't even expect it. John, maybe tell us a little bit about why you got started with Toppers, and where the idea came from, and how long you've been doing this and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the long story is growing up, we like to make homemade pizza in my family. We probably made it 2 or 3 times a week. I think it was my dad's lifelong goal to figure out how to make the perfect pizza crust. So a lot of people told us as a family that we should own a pizza restaurant, right? And long story short, my dad retired from Cabela's probably about 8 years ago now. And he came to me with this idea, said, hey, I'm thinking about going out to Wisconsin to check out this franchise called Topper's Pizza. And he wanted me to go with him, because I was thinking in my head, heck yeah, I better go with him, because he's going to do something stupid like sign us up to run some pizza restaurants. But we went out there, met the people, the franchisor, and tried all the food. Both of them just kind of blew us away. And on the way home, we kind of just looked at each other and said, let's do this thing. So I signed on originally as just the manager of his first location down in Lincoln 8 years ago. Ran that location for 2 years, and we kind of got good at it and decided that we wanted to expand into Omaha. And at that point, I took an ownership position in the company as well, and became a franchisee. This day, like I said, we have the 3 locations. I am heavily involved with the franchisor. I'm on what's called the Franchise Advisory Council. And so what I do with that is I travel out to headquarters a few times a year and sit in with the executive team and advise them on behalf of the franchisee community on the big decisions that they make for the company.
Nice. That's awesome. So you've gone pretty far as far as being dedicated to that franchise, and it's a really good product. Highly recommend the Topper Sticks, by the way. So anybody viewing or listening out there, try that for sure. Being that involved, John, gives you probably a broad sense of purpose with what you do. So maybe briefly tell us, why is it you do what you do? Why do you go in and make pizzas every day? What does that mean to you and your family that's involved in the business?
Yeah, I think when we decided to do this thing, our main goal was to employ people in our community and hopefully make a little bit of a living along the way. As you know, restaurants have a very slim margin, so we didn't have any delusions of grandeur becoming super wealthy with this. So it's something you kind of have a passion for. And honestly, I didn't know before I even got into this that I would have that passion. It was kind of a risk that I took. I wasn't in the food industry at all. My degree is in advertising from the University of Nebraska in Lincoln. So it was a complete unknown to me, but Toppers provided a great training program. And kind of when I got into the restaurants and started operating, I did find that I had that passion. I don't think I do very well with a sit-down desk job. So if I ever get out of this, Joe, you might not want to hire me at Ideal. But every day is kind of different. It's a really reactionary industry. You don't know. I mean, you can kind of forecast how busy you're going to be and what's going to happen, but you're reacting to what the customers want. And so on a day like today where there's snow falling, probably going to get run over pretty good at dinner time. It's not something that we would normally expect on a Thursday, so we got to think on our feet. Working with the people is great. I've come across some really, really great people that have worked for us, some of us still with us to this day, but people that I think we've made an impact on their lives and helped them prepare for bigger and better things.
That's awesome. That's mission accomplished then if that's the case. And like you said, being a local business, part of supporting local business supports those employed by local businesses like you guys and Toppers. So that's awesome, John, that you guys are providing that for so many people. With pizza, there's a lot of options out there, right? So maybe tell us a little bit what makes Toppers unique. What's different about you guys versus any other pizza we might have tried out there?
Sure. I think first and foremost, there's not a lot of pizza delivery restaurants that still do things kind of what I call the old-fashioned way. We make our dough fresh by hand every single day, and we cut our veggies fresh by hand. A lot of big delivery chains bring that stuff in on trucks, right? Our ingredients come in on trucks as well, but they're not assembled for us. We make them with love by hand. The other thing, as I mentioned earlier, we're open until 3 in the morning at 2 of our locations 7 days a week, and we're open late night at one of our locations 7 days a week. So we provide food to the community at an hour where there's not a lot of options. We pride ourselves on fast service and always giving the customer what they want. And then the other thing that kind of really drew me towards the brand is that we kind of take an irreverent attitude with our branding and marketing. We take our job seriously, obviously, but we like to have a lot of fun with our creative side.
Awesome. Yeah. The on hold guy is always entertaining. If you call during a busy time to Toppers, it's always fun to hear the message on there, I think. But
I find that one's either a love or a hate thing.
Hey, it's a reaction. That's what you're an advertising guy, right? You want a reaction in advertising.
Yeah, exactly.
So, John, what's the best way that anybody watching this or listening to this can support you locally? What's the best way we can reach out to you and support your business?
Just kind of do what I try to do. I go out there and I make it a point to just continue eating at restaurants that I would normally eat at. You're just going to interact in a different way than you normally would, but keep in mind that a lot of the people that work in restaurants do live paycheck to paycheck, and so I think it's important. There's always this debate on whether you should tip on pickup orders. And I think now more than ever, it's important to consider that and consider being generous. We always want to earn a tip, but this money goes straight into people's pockets that day when you leave a tip. So that's a way that you can help keep people that work in restaurants with the ability to pay their bills and make ends meet.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Be generous. And this time it's more important than ever. If somebody wants to try Toppers or order a pizza or the Topper sticks or whatever, what's the best way to find a location that'll deliver or they can pick up from?
Yep, I always recommend just go to toppers.com. You put in your zip code. It'll tell you the closest location to you, and you can decide whether or not you want to do a delivery or a pickup. You can find our phone numbers listed there as well.
Awesome. And 3 locations. You got 1 in Lincoln, 2 in Omaha. So check out toppers.com. John, thanks for sharing your story, and congrats again on being the ideal small biz of the day.
My pleasure, Joe. Thank you.
Absolutely. And like we talked here, if anybody's watching this, please share it. Get the word out for John and his restaurant and Toppers. Support local and be there, especially during this time for local businesses. That's why we're doing this, and that's why it's important. So congrats again, John, and share local. Let's support each other.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe.